to put all the issues into perspective. All of us could recall that the Tripartite Minimum Wage Committee was actually inaugurated by Mr. President in November 2017. But the actual work of the committee commenced in March 2018. And the committee, looking at the enormity of the work and the challenge of making sure that they're able to deliver in good time, work out a timeline to actually complete the assignment between August and September 2018. In fact, we had a timeline of submitting our report by 21st of August, but all of us knew that it fell on a public holiday, and therefore we all agree mutually, the tripartite body and social partners, to tidy up the assignment on 4th and 5th. But just while we are trying to tidy up the process, because the report is almost ready, then the Minister of Labour came with an information to say that the discussion should be adjourned sine die until they are able to do further consultation. And we thought that at that point in time is something that is unexpected because every of the social partners have ample opportunity to have consulted before the day of submission of the report. So we feel that it's an attempt to actually change the goalposts almost at the end of the game. And we thought that as organized labor, because we represent the category of workers that are mostly affected, and people that certainly have looked onto a day when the wage will be delivered. Looking at the economic challenges, all of us are aware that the price of many commodities have been increased, particularly the petroleum product, which all workers use to go to work. Electricity tariff have been increased between 40 and 60%. The exchange rate is not something that is new, all of us are aware. And therefore rent have gone up, school fees has gone up, a lot of things have gone up, fact that there have been some challenges. And therefore workers have been at the receiving end. And we thought that this should be given expeditious action so that workers will be able to benefit from this minimum wage as a cushioning effect. We also called the attention of government to the report of the Technical Committee on Palliative, where clearly some promises were made in that report, but none of those promises have been delivered. And therefore we thought it's necessary for us to put our heads together and also try to inform the whole world that whereas we have been so patient and workers have been very considerate, we thought that when you push them to the wall, there is a limit of elasticity. Even plastic, when you push it beyond its elastic limit, then it will break. And therefore, I think the patience of workers have reached that elastic limit, and therefore the need for organized labor to work together to actually look at the issue and respond effectively. Let me make the point. When people are saying that inputs have not been received, it's not true. 21 states submitted memorandum, 12 quoted figures. NECAS, as organized private sector, submitted memorandum and quoted figure. Organized labor submitted memorandum and quoted figure. And this had been the process and procedure of negotiating the minimum wage from time immemorial. And therefore, coming to say that consultation is still required, we think that this may be a ploy to actually also deploy delay tactics. And that's why we are so concerned. And we have tried to look at the totality of the issue. And we thought that it's necessary for us to give also a timeline. And in that respect, organized labor jointly, as we are aware yesterday, gave a 14 days notice, commencing from yesterday for the process to be tidied up and for everybody to be on the same page. Secondly, comrades, is the issue of making sure that we have a rancor-free 2019 general election. This is very important, able to make its position very known and clear, because we must continue to work for peace. If we don't work for peace and we create a situation and an environment where ab initio we know that there will be rancor, I think it's also important for all key players to realize the centrality of peace running to 2019 general election. And therefore the partners here to peace is also for INEC and all key players to ensure free, fair, and credible election. Two, I think also we must be able to respect our democratic norms and values and stop this whole issue of attempt by parties to impose people and candidates. Secondly is the issue of issue-based campaign. We must be able to actually progress and improve on our body policy. Campaigns by now should be based on issues, not what is happening now is like slandering and raising issues that don't matter at all, because campaigns should be issue-based, and therefore we are calling on all the stakeholders to make sure that they are able to play according to the rule of the game. And women and youth must be given opportunity. We have seen from all the parties across board, even the sale of political party forms have been monetized. And therefore, where can a youth acquire such resources, or women acquire such resources to even play in the body politic? So clearly, many people will have been alienated, including even the poor, that have something at heart to offer to our country. And I think we call on all the political parties to have a rethink, that if we want to have a democratic system that will work for all and will also be able to deliver on our democratic dividends, we must be able to have people that are very credible, and we should not put any impediment. At the beginning, already they have been under, they have been put possibly under a condition that they will not be able to vie for those offices. But importantly is the issue of issue-based campaign. And I think this issue of slandering and using some primordial interests, because if we campaign along the issues of division, it then means that even after the election, it will be difficult for us to unite the country. And therefore, I think it's better, and we advise our political elites to continue to see the unity of this country as central and most important to any democratic experiment, because we can only must make progress in an avenue where there is peace and stability. And therefore, we thought that as organized labor, we must continue to insist that we must ensure that we are able to improve on our democratic experience, and we must be able to go beyond the challenges that we have been able to pass through over many years. From 1999 to date, we have had an uninterrupted democracy, and the expectation of all of us, including the international community, is that Nigeria should be able to grow from strength to strength in terms of our democratic values. And therefore, this is the position of NLC, that there must be free, fair, and credible election. And all impediments that will lead to a chaotic situation, including the issue of insisting that there is peace, must be put in place. That is something that I think will be able to serve the purpose of all Nigerians. Two, the issue of workers and pensioners participating actively in politics is something that we have also encouraged, because they cannot stay aloof and think that the situation in our country will change. And therefore, our perspective is also that, looking at all the party structures, you can see that it's only individuals that can make the difference. Because if you see the way people are decamping from one party to another, it means that all our parties have not imbibed the culture of having strong ideological clarity in respect of very key issues. All parties are the same. So what will guide workers is actually the credibility of candidates. From any party where we have credible candidates, we will encourage our people and our workers not to be only outlookers. They should also vie for positions in any of the platforms they choose, because we know that for sure good people will always make the difference in our body politic.